Hey, your heads up to this 5-minute quickie. It's all about those niggling negative emotions we get, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of worry, a little bit of anxiety, and being able to acknowledge them so they disappear, as opposed to pushing them away and they come back more intense. Okay? Now that's got to be of interest to you, hasn't it? Surely, because it has. Have a listen.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, my friend, we are back for a 5-minute quickie. As promised, I said, sometimes we can have a negative emotion, something like a little bit of sadness, a little bit of worry, a little bit of anxiety, the things that just are there, but we don't really know what. Have you had that feeling before? I had one the other day, and it was just that feeling in my stomach, and it wasn't nice, but it wasn't intense. It was just there, and I didn't know why. So there's a way to deal with that. We can go deep and write about it and things, but sometimes it's just a matter of acknowledging, because sometimes we just, push away that feeling. We try to push it away. And what happens? It comes back stronger, doesn't it? It comes back even stronger. The more we push away, it comes back. And why is that? And this is just my thoughts, my beliefs, but I believe your unconscious mind is trying to tell you something. And the more you push it away, the more it keeps coming back to tell you that message stronger, because you're not listening. And when I say listening, we're not listening with our senses. Our inner sight, our inner ears, our feelings, smell and taste sometimes. But we're just not listening. Maybe there's a little memory coming through to give us a bit of learnings. And it's the learnings that will allow things to just disappear like that. So what I'm going to suggest to you is sit with it. Sit with that feeling. Because when you just become aware of that feeling, so maybe you can close your eyes, you don't need to close your eyes, but you can just put your awareness totally in that feeling just for a moment and acknowledge it. We're not saying it's acceptable. We're just acknowledging it. Yeah, you're here. That's all it is. And sometimes just doing that alone, just in a few moments, that feeling will disappear. It will subside because you are acknowledging your unconscious mind and what it's trying to do for you. But sometimes you can even ask a question. You can ask the question, what are you trying to teach me? What is it you want me to know? What's your intention? And you just sit and listen. Listen with all your senses, because sometimes this intuition comes. There's something there. Now, there is a better question. And you can say, well, how can I help you? What can I do for you to that feeling? And that's a weird question. But the thing is, when you just sit with it again, you tend to find what happens is the feeling subsides, disappears, and intuitively you start acting differently, behaving differently, feeling differently. And sometimes you just don't notice it until you look back. And if you reviewed the day, you'd suddenly notice things just got better. All for just being aware of what's happening to you in your emotional state. It's just like your unconscious mind is trying to tell you something, and it doesn't know how to do it in any other way than give you that emotion, because unconscious minds work with feelings. They work with emotions. Emotions is your way of just really connecting with your unconscious mind. We've talked about the wish fulfilled, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And that's the feeling of when you think of a goal and how you'd like to be. And that's the most direct, I believe, the communication you'll get with your unconscious mind. Feeling. So when you sit with a feeling, you are really acknowledging your connection with your unconscious mind and acknowledging it's trying to do something for you. Because if you think about this, if a best friend was trying to do something for you and you just push them away, well, a real best friend might come back harder, but maybe they just stop it. They just stop helping. We don't want that. And I know your unconscious mind, your best friend, will push it back even harder. But if we acknowledge them, Ask, what are you trying to do for me? What can I learn from this? Even if it's unconscious, to just change my behavior. Let go of this feeling. Let me just intuitively be even better and be safer. That's all you need to do. Now, this is a real quick 5-minute quickie. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you'd like me to do a 5-minute quickie on, please just email me, feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Or if there's a longer podcast or something you'd like to really dive deeply into, again, email me, feedback, I'll say that properly, feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. And if you would, please share this, because we all get these little feelings. And we all generally push them away, and they come back worse, a little bit more intense, and then a little bit more intense. And if we can share how we can just become aware of our emotions, makes such a big difference. And then we can just begin to enjoy every heartbeat and say thank you to your best friend for doing things for you. Just maybe not the most pleasantest way. Now you can. Okay. So until the next time, my friend, it is time to fly.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.